Hello everyone. In today's lab, we will be learning the concept of VPC peering. So in VPC peering, you want to connect two VPC and the instances those are running inside those VPC can communicate with each other via private IP address, right? So if you are creating instance inside any VPC and you are making that instance public instance, in that case, and the subnet is also public, and the subnet is also public, in that case there will not be any problem. They can communicate directly via public IP address. But if you want to communicate two instances, those are in public network, right, in public subnet, or they are connected via internet, but you want private communication between those instances, so that can be possible with the help of VPC peering. So just for example, you can see here in this example there are two VPC. One VPC is in Ohio region and the other VPC is created in Oregon region. So, and you are creating one subnet inside this VPC and the other subnet inside this VPC, and you want to peer these two VPC and you want to communicate between this instance and this instance, and those instances are public instance. So we can communicate between these two instances via private IP address. So that is possible with the help of VPC peering. Similarly, if you want to peer this VPC with some other VPC, so that is also possible. So we will be doing this in the lab. So I'm just going to the lab session now. So right now I'm in Mumbai region. So I will create one instance in one custom VPC that I'll create in Mumbai region. Then I'll go to Singapore region, and in the Singapore region also I'll create one VPC, and inside that VPC I'll create one EC2 instance. So I'm going to VPC, and right now you can see here only one VPC is present, and that VPC is the default VPC that you can see here. And whenever you create any VPC, three things are associated with that VPC, that is DSCP option set, main routing table, and main NACL. So I'm just going to create one custom VPC. So there are two options here, whether you want to create only VPC or you want to create VPC plus subnet, routing table, and internet gateway all. So in that case we need to go to VPC and more option, and here I want to write here the VPC1 because I will peer two VPC, right? So I'm writing name as VPC1, and the CIDR block I'm associating with this VPC is 10.0.0.0. So we need to remember one thing in mind. If you want to peer two VPC, so the CIDR block of those two VPC should not be same. So I'm selecting 10.0.0.0/16. For the other VPC, I will select something different. Now, number of availability zone I want to use is 1 because I will create only one subnet. So if you see here, by default the availability zone option for the subnet is 1A, so I'm keeping it as it is. Now I want to create only one public subnet, no private subnet, so I will go and select 1 option for public subnet and 0 option for private subnet. Now if you go here, customize CIDR block, so I'm just keeping the same, only I'm writing here 24, right? So 256 IP address will be provided inside this subnetwork, because /24, that means 24 bit is used for network address, remaining 8 bit is used for host address. So with the help of 8 bit we can connect at most 256 systems. Now I am not using NAT gateway, neither I am using endpoint. So now by doing this, I will create one VPC in Mumbai region. So all the things those are associated with the VPC will be created right now. Okay, so now if you go and check the VPC option, you can see here one VPC is created. One subnet is also created inside this VPC. Routing table is associated also, and this routing table allow you to connect with the internet. If you go and check the routes information, you can see local communication within this VPC and the connection to the internet. I will go to Singapore region here. In this region, we will go to VPCs. I will go to create VPC option, VPC and more, and I am providing name to this VPC as VPC2. In CIDR block, I will not keep same because peering is not allowed in that case. Now moving to the number of availability zone I want to acquire, so I will keep it as 1. So if you want to customize availability zone, that's okay, otherwise leave this part. Then for number of public subnet, I want to create 1. Number of private subnet, I want to create 0. In CIDR block, if you want to configure, so you can configure it. So I'm just writing 24 here only, nothing else. Now apart from this, I don't want to select NAT gateway. I don't want to select VPC endpoint. Now I'll create my VPC in Singapore region. Just go to view VPC. So your VPC will be created here. VPC subnet is created, routing table is also created, and internet gateway must be associated with the VPC. So everything is done till here. Now we will create 2 EC2 instances in both the region, Singapore as well as Mumbai region. So I am creating 1 EC2 instance in Singapore region. So there is no instance in the running condition right now. I will go and I'll create 1 instance here. So this one is my VPC2. So I will write here VPC2 EC2. And now I will create 1 Windows instance. Now after this one, I will create 1 key pair also. VPC2 WinKP. So as I have selected Windows instance, so I will download .pam file. Now in the network setting, we need to change this. Why? Because we want to create EC2 instance in the custom VPC, not in the default VPC. So go and change the network setting. Go here to VPC2 and you can see only 1 subnet is available because we have created only 1 subnet inside this VPC. Now after this one auto assign public IP address, we need to make it enable because we want to connect it from somewhere. Now I can create 1 security group for this one. So I'm just writing here VPC2 SG. And now 2 type of protocol I will allow, RDP as well as we will ping from one system to another system. So for that we need ICMP protocol and from anywhere. After that nothing else is required. So I will launch instance now. So 1 EC2 instance will be created in Singapore region. Now in Mumbai region, I will create one EC2 instance. So I'll go to instances and I will launch instance. So same thing I will write here VPC1 EC2, and after that I will select Windows instance and then key pair. I'm just creating new key pair VPC1 KP11. Now after that I need to do changes in the network setting. So I will associate with my custom VPC. Then only one subnet is created inside that custom VPC. Then auto assign public IP, I will make it enable. After that I will create one security group and I will write name as VPC1SG. RDP connection I am allowing from anywhere, and then I am allowing ICMP protocol for pinging purpose. So I'll go and I'll write here all ICMP4 and source type will be anywhere. Then after this one I will launch this instance too. Now I'll connect with these two instances and try to ping via public IP address. So we will see that we will be able to ping it. Why? Because we have a lot pinging operation from anywhere, and both the instances are created in public subnet. So you can see one instance is running in VPC2 and one instance will also be in running condition in VPC1 also. Okay, so now both the instances are in running condition, in the first instance and the second instance. So now I'll connect with both the instances. So I need to go RDP client, and here you need to download the remote desktop file for connection purpose. Then we need to get password. So I need to provide this one here. Then we need to decrypt password. So once we decrypt the password, we need to copy this password to notepad. So I'm just writing VPC1 and I'm pasting password here. It will be required later on for the connection purpose. Now I will go to this instance and I will connect with this instance. RDP client. I will download remote desktop file and I will get my password. Okay, so I'm getting my password for second instance, so I will copy it. So now I'll connect with these two instances. So username is administrator and the password will be the same password that I copied here. So I will paste this password. Now it's okay. Okay, so one Windows instance is in running condition. Now I'll connect with the other instance. Okay, so username will be administrator, and in the password section I need to copy the second password. Okay, so I'm connected to the second instance also. Now this one is the first instance, this one is the second instance. We will try to ping from first instance to the second instance, and I'll show you that we are able to ping each other. Okay, so I will open command prompt here. And I'll open the second instance also. Now I'll try to ping from my system to other system, right? So here if you see, the public IP address of the other system is, so you will not be able to ping via private IP 213.235.247.63. Okay, so right now I'm not able to ping because there is some configuration changes we need to do here. Okay, so what I need to do in the setting part, just go to server manager, and here we need to do changes in the firewall setting. Go to local server, so here Microsoft Defender firewall is on, we need to make it off. So in the domain network we need to make it off. In the private network also we need to make it off, and then in the public network we need to make it off. Okay, so it is done. Now what we will do, we will go to second instance and we will do the same. Server manager, so this one is basically our first instance. Go to local server, so click on this, so we need to make it off. In the private network firewall off, and the public network firewall also off. Now I will close this window, and if you refresh this one, you will see your Microsoft Defender firewall is off now. Now minimize this screen and now try to ping. So I'll try to ping again. So you can see now I'm able to ping and I'm getting reply from the other system also. Same thing will be applied here also. If you will write ping 13.215.175.22. So you will be able to ping, right? But if you try to ping through private IP address, you will not be able to do that. 10.1.0.219. So that is not allowed, right? You will see a request timeout. Okay, so if you want to ping to other system, in that case you need to do VPC peering. So I'm going to the first VPC, that is in Mumbai region, and I will start peering connection from this region itself. So if you want to do peering, you need to start a peering connection. So I already did two peering connections, so it is showing here. I am again writing VPC1, VPC2 peering. And there must be one requester VPC and the other one will be acceptor VPC. So VPC1, I'm just writing a requester VPC. So like we send friend request to someone, your friend. Suppose you are on Facebook, you want to send request to some other person. So you will be requester, the other person will be acceptor. So my account, and I want to, so the other VPC is paired with my account only, and region is some other region, right? So in which region I have used VPC, so that is Singapore. And we need to provide VPC ID of the acceptor one. So I'm going to VPC here, and we need to provide ID of the VPC. So I will select this VPC, and I need to provide ID here. So we started peering connection with the other VPC, right? But once you send a friend request to someone, if that person is not accepting the request, in that case you will not be able to friend with the other person, right? So you can see here pending acceptance is shown here. That means we send friend peering connection requests to other VPC, but the other VPC has not accepted it, right? So what you need to do, you need to go to here to the other VPC, and there you need to go to peering connection, and here you will accept the request. So I will go to action, and either you can accept request or you can reject request. So I'm just going to accept this request. So when you accepted the request, you can see requester owner ID, acceptor owner ID, region information of the requester, everything is coming here. So now I am accepting this one. Okay, so this one is done. But right now, if you will still try to ping, you will not be able to ping. Why? Because we have not updated this peering connection information in the routing table of the VPCs. So we need to do changes there again. So what you will do here, go to routing table, and here in the routing table, edit the routes information, right? So right now you can see only two routes are present, right? Local communication within this VPC and connection via internet. Now we need to add one more route to the other VPC, that is 10.0.0.0/16, right? This one is the CIDR block of the VPC1. And we want connection, the gateway that we will be using is peering connection gateway. So you can see the gateway information is coming. Now you will do the save changes. Now same thing we will do to the other VPC also. So I'm going to routing table information here, and in this table I'm going to routes, edit routes, and I will add route to the other VPCs like 10.1.0.0/16, and here again I will use peering connection. Now I'll do the save changes. Now if you will try to ping, you will be able to ping, right? We are getting reply from the other system. Similarly, if you will try to ping from here also, so you will be able to ping. So we need to check first what is the private IP address of the system. So it is 10.0.0/168. Okay, so it is showing request timeout. We need to wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it is 166, so not 168. Okay, so now you can see we are getting reply from the other system also, like we did from our first system. So like this, we paired connection between two EC2 instances present in different VPC. So now if you want to delete these two instances, what you need to do? You need to remove this peering information from the routing table. Then only you will be able to delete. So first go to the routing table, go to routes, edit routes, and then remove this peering route. And go to second VPC, go to routing table, go to routes, edit route, and remove this peering connection. Now after this one, go to peering connection and delete this peering connection. So you will be able to delete this one. And now after this one, you need to stop your EC2 instance, then you will be able to delete the VPC also. So you not stop, you need to terminate this instance first. Same thing here, we will delete the peering connection first. Okay, so it is also already deleted. So now go to EC2 instance, and now stop this instance. After this one, you will be able to delete the virtual private cloud also. So once you will delete the cloud space, everything like EC2 instance, and you will delete the virtual private cloud space, everything associated with the cloud like subnet, routing table, and internet gateway will be deleted. So if I'll try to delete right now, you can see internet gateway, routing table, subnet, everything will be deleted with the deletion operation of this VPC. Similarly, we will go here. So everything will be deleted. Okay, that is it about today's lab assignment. Thank you.